स्वागत है आप सबका फिर से। आप देख रहे हैं कम्युनिटी रानप और मैं हूं विकास नांगिया। कहावत है कि जिंदगी में कुछ पाना है तो तरीके बदलो, इरादे नहीं। और बदलाव लाने के लिए सबसे अच्छा और सरल तरीका है फाइंडिंग हैप्पीनेस थ्रू सर्विस। इससे मन को प्रसन्नता भी मिलती है और आत्मविश्वास भी बढ़ता है। इसी को जहन में रखकर सेवा यूएसए और चिन्मय मिशन, इन दोनों संस्थाओं के क्लीवलैंड चैप्टर्स ने विशेष कार्यक्रम का आयोजन किया। सुख की तलाश में इंसान क्या कुछ नहीं करता। विद्वानों का कहना है हैप्पीनेस इज जर्नी एंड नॉट अ डेस्टिनेशन। मगर ये जानना जरूरी है कि जीवन की यात्रा में खुश कैसे रहें। कुछ का मानना है यू कैन फाइंड हैप्पीनेस थ्रू सर्विस। इस पर अधिक चर्चा के लिए केस वेस्टर्न रिजर्व यूनिवर्सिटी क्लीवलैंड ओहायो में विशेष पैनल डिस्कशन का आयोजन किया गया। समारोह के दौरान डॉक्टर रतनजीत सिंह सौंधी ने वननेस पर जोर दिया।
Oneness, my friends, gives you, if you explore this, gives you innate wisdom and a real truth about yourself. Let me take a minute to explore that. Look at the light bulbs in this room or in this building. They are all differently designed. They have different wattage. They are different manufacturers, right? But when they are lit, they are connected to the same single source of power. My friends, when you are alive, you are connected to a same single source of power. Now it is up to you whether you define yourself as a light bulb, which means I'm Asian, I'm Indian, I'm man, I'm woman, I'm this and I'm that. Those are the definition of the light bulb. But which enlivens you is exactly the same power. That's what oneness is.
To me, happiness now really revolves around cherishing each moment, no matter what I'm doing. And actually, part of that revolves around my taking yoga a year and a half ago. I was sort of a heretic Indian that didn't know much about yoga, and that has actually been quite beneficial from my perspective. The second thing that I think that makes me happy is just being passionate in the moment, doing things with great zeal, great energy, and doing them to the best of your capabilities.
पैनल डिस्कशन में मेडिकल, व्यापार, अध्यात्म और शिक्षा के क्षेत्र से जुड़ी हस्तियों ने अपने विचार व्यक्त किए। सभी के अनुसार खुशी की शुरुआत स्वयं खुद से होती है। जीवन में खुश रहिए और खुशियां बांटते रहिए।
The main message from finding happiness through service is finding happiness. When we do our research and we get to know who we are and our potential and develop virtues, we don't say that we serve, it becomes a lifestyle. And that's the depth of how we should go about our service, is not even thinking that we're serving, but this is the vision of my life, this is the purpose of my life, and I bring out the best doing so. So look after yourself, it'll be easy to look after others.
I think the real exciting thing that I learned is how to put happiness in service into our daily lives. I think that many of us take our just everyday life for granted. And don't we stop to really think about the joy, the happiness that we can provide, not only for ourselves, but of course ourselves first, because if we aren't fulfilled and happy, we can't spread that to others. So I really loved our speakers. I loved the role models and examples, and it was truly a memorable evening.
The question is, any practical tips on doing service on daily basis for busy individuals? And there was another question, so I'm going to put them two together. And any practical tips to motivate kids into doing service as well?
Sure. There's a culture where on your birthday, you don't darken the world, but you light up the world. You light candles. And on your birthday, you don't get gifts, but you distribute gifts. So keeping that model in mind, on our birthdays, so if you're 42, if you're turning 73, if you're turning 18, that percentage of your gross income, not net income, gross income, should be given to a charity. Resources. That percentage of your time should be given to volunteering. So the average person has 168 hours, not the average person, every person has 168 hours. So 8% is 2 hours. And that much effort should be going into self-development. So if we can keep that model in mind, that as I grow up physically, biologically, my ego should come down by giving more of myself. So let's go to resources. I've seen a piggy bank that has 3 slots. First slot is for today, the second slot is for tomorrow, and the third slot is for others. So everything we get, for young or old, 1/3 enjoy today, 1/3 save for something bigger for yourself, and 1/3 create the same opportunity for others. At a time level, what we can all do to serve practically, I think it starts out by joining a organization, whatever your heart feels like. We've heard about so many wonderful organizations. Because really volunteering is an event. I volunteer, I don't volunteer. Service is a movement. It's not limited by a space, it's not limited by time. But if I join an organization and start off with, okay, I have to cook this, I have to clean this, I have to move this, then lifestyle develops. And at an effort level, as Dr. Tiwari was sharing, I read an article that in the United States they're considering changing GDP to HDI.
आज की शाम टीवी एशिया के लिए हम लेके आए थे क्लीवलैंड चैप्टर सेवा इंटरनेशनल यूएसए की तरफ से फाइंडिंग हैप्पीनेस थ्रू सर्विस। प्रियंका शर्मा जी यहाँ पे क्लीवलैंड क्लिनिक में डॉक्टर हैं, उन्होंने वॉलंटियर वर्क करा और बहुत से डॉक्टर लोगों के साथ बहुत मदद करी आज की शाम को बहुत अच्छा बनाने के लिए। टॉपिक था फाइंडिंग हैप्पीनेस थ्रू सर्विस। प्रियंका जी, आज आप अपने साथ क्या लेके जा रही हैं?
कनेक्शंस एंड वननेस। इतने सारे लोग इकट्ठे आए, सबने मिलके काम किया, बहुत मेहनत लगी है इसको करने में, बट सबने मिलजुल के काम किया है। मैसेज आचार्य जी का बहुत ही प्योर, बहुत ही शुद्ध था। सब लोगों ने काफ़ी इन्जॉय किया। टेक होम पॉइंट बस यही है कि सेवा कीजिए और कहीं नहीं तो अपने घर से शुरू कीजिए। टाइम, एफर्ट या की सर्विस। Thank you.
Or happiness only comes to us if we give happiness. And when we give happiness, then often we like to get trophy and recognitions. So that really is conditional happiness. That is temporary and it actually causes stress. So happiness comes from, rather than doing good work, you have to become goodness itself. If you look at a rose, you get the idea of the psychology of the universe. जो भगवान ने हमारे अंदर जो रचना करी है, उन्होंने ये बताया है कि जब रोज़ पैदा करता है तो उसकी सक्सेस है, लेकिन वो अपनी सक्सेस कंडीशनली नहीं देता। चाहे कोई क्रिमिनल आए, चाहे कोई सेंट आए, वो उसी तरह की फ्रेगरेंस, उसी तरह की ब्यूटी देता है। तो वो एक्चुअली रोज़ ब्यूटी देता ही नहीं है, वो ब्यूटी है। वो फ्रेगरेंस देता नहीं है, वो फ्रेगरेंस है। सो हमें उसी तरह अगर हम सेवा खुद बन जाएं तो वो हमें पूरी हैप्पीनेस देगी। थैंक यू।
थैंक यू सो मच रतनजीत जी। आज की शाम हम यहीं ख़त्म करते हैं और हम टीवी एशिया का धन्यवाद करते हैं कि उन्होंने हमारे क्लीवलैंड चैप्टर की सेवा इंटरनेशनल यूएसए की शाम को अपने दूरदर्शन में प्रतिबद्ध किया। सेवा इंटरनेशनल यूएसए's Cleveland chapter's president, Mr. Hira Fotedar, we had a very wonderful evening and we had Acharya Vivek ji and our distinguished panelists who talked about finding happiness through service. Would you like to reflect some light upon it and what exactly Sewa is doing in Cleveland?
Well, I think, one thing what we learned is that you have to start it from yourself first. Find perfection in yourself and then you can take it outside. So you start from within and then you go outside. And really, as far as the Sewa International is concerned in Cleveland, most of our volunteers are highly successful people. They feel comfortable with themselves, and they're willing to give in their time, in their money, and in their dedication. So we are really very happy and grateful and blessed to have volunteers like yourself, to begin with you, and then Vijay and Dr. Srinath and Padma Jumbunath. We have, and they're all engineers, doctors, financial experts. So having that talent, having that ability to organize and work in a team in a very collaborative fashion in order to make an impact on a given situation, that has been the success for Sewa. And we're going to continue doing that, but we need a lot of support. We need more volunteers, obviously, because we're going to go into the low-income families now in Cleveland. We want to go into the eastern part of Cleveland, where you find a lot of diversity, and we go to the western part of Cleveland, where again people are of different ethnicities, and they're not as blessed as we are, And so how do we raise the bar and make an impact there?
We can do it together.
We can do it together. Thank you very much.
Sewa International USA's president, Dr. Srinath, is with us, and he participated in recovering from the disaster in Nepal. He just came back to attend the seminar today, and I hope you enjoyed it.
It was fantastic.
And we thank you so much for all the hard work you have done. Would like to know what exactly Sewa is doing right now, and how can people help you?
Now, currently, with Nepal, we are doing a $1 million program of rehabilitation. We are taking charge of 350 people, young children, who have been orphaned in Nepal due to the earthquake. And we are building the Chhatravas for them. We are building hostels. We are also rebuilding 150 community centers all over Nepal in the rural parts. This has been a challenging, one of the most challenging experiences for us, because this is what Sewa International USA has collected the money, and with all your support, with all the public support, and today's audience is an indication of the support that we have in the community. I thank the community very much for that. Excellent. And thank you, Rituji.
Thank you. Thank you, TV Asia. Acharya ji, thank you so much for your time this evening. You gave us an opportunity to learn how to find happiness through services. And I would like you to let other people know who couldn't attend the seminar today, if you can give them some advice on finding happiness in such a rat race.
Sure. Yeah, I'll hold this. We are very much lost in execution. And in execution, what gets compromised is research. Because the only way to truly be successful inside, outside is with a lot of research. And that's why the main message from finding happiness through service is finding happiness. When we do our research and we get to know who we are and our potential and develop virtues, we don't say that we serve, it becomes a lifestyle. And that's the depth of how we should go about our service, is not even thinking that we're serving, but this is the vision of my life, this is the purpose of my life, and I bring out the best doing so. So look after yourself, it'll be easy to look after others.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Acharya Vivek ji. We really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, TV Asia. As always, Cleveland chapter appreciates all the support we get from you. And thank you, Acharya Vivek ji.